Welcome, everybody. My name is Ryan, and we are back with episode 3 of DWARF Fortress. This is my attempt to kind of relearn the game. That's what we're working with here in this series. And as we play, hopefully, I'll learn some stuff. Maybe even you'll learn some stuff out there, too. But I want to give a big shout out to everybody who's been tuning in for the series so far. Thank you, guys. Appreciate you. Now, with that said, let's recap just a little bit. We're at the surface here of our fortress, and we haven't started on the walls yet, but that might be something we begin today. We'll see. We currently have, about 11 or so dwarves, maybe about a dozen, but yeah. I mean, some of them are fairly well skilled. I'm okay. I'm happy with the dwarves for now. So far, we haven't had any mysterious moods or anything, and if you don't know what that is, don't worry. We'll see that eventually. But there's definitely some stuff we want to adjust. In fact, I think we want to go to our food level. There it is. Oh, and by the way, I did figure out how to set specific hotkeys for the levels, or it's basically hotkey locations. This is, of course, something you could do in the old version, but the Steam version has it too. It's right up here. You hit this, and then you scroll to wherever you want to be centered on, and then you hit this button right here. This will center the spot to this location, and you've got the corresponding hotkey already assigned. It's all the F buttons. So, for instance, if we hit F3, that should take me back to the farming area. Yep. And I've got these all laid out. Like, I always assign F4 to my workshop area. And then I think that I've got... Yeah, here's the offices, which is technically above the workshop, but I've got that set to like F6, but that doesn't concern you. It's just whatever you get used to is the best thing to do. Now, let me address one quick commenter asked me in the first episode why the floors here didn't collapse, because we've got something underneath us. And then, of course, we got the offices, and then there's more space above us. Why didn't these collapse, the ceiling or the floor below or above them? You can think of each Z level as its own thing. And as long as you're just doing the regular mining command, just the dig, the strict M hotkey digging, you won't collapse anything as long as you're not building something that's like super big, because you could collapse the ceiling if you try and clear too much without supports and stuff. But if I were to dig a trench, like if we go down here, yeah, so this is a different mining command for digging a channel, not a trench. Sorry, the proper term is channel. This will cause a hole in the level below it, which of course we found out in the last episode. I'm trying to set up a cistern here, but I'm very chicken about it. I'm very cowardly. I don't want to lose any dwarves yet, but I'll try and puzzle that out. That's not necessarily going to be the priority at the moment. But after addressing that, we can see we've got, oh yeah, a couple of bards are visiting our little tavern here. So in the tavern, oops, let's zoom in. Still getting used to the zoom commands too, but I actually set up a very small stockpile just for some booze. Yeah, I might even come over here and set up a small stockpile just for cups or goblets. Let's accept that, and I will go in and filter for just those. Okay, I think I've got that set up correctly for goblets. I'm not sure. We'll just have to wait and see if I did. But I do need to build a couple of other goblets. But all right, I'm jumping all over the place. Let's go back to the food production level, because this is something I wanted to adjust. I was thinking about it between recordings. We've got plenty of food right now, but the drinks might be a little bit low. We've only got 100, so I'm going to come into the kitchen and I'm going to pause the preparation of fine meals. This is, of course, tied to a specific work order, so I won't adjust that. I'll just pause it, and that'll give our other farmer here, the kitchen guy, the chef, he'll be able to come down here, focus on a little bit more of that, and that'll free up more materials, such as plump helmets and other food ingredients, which we can hopefully use for making beverages, because alcoholic drinks are absolutely critical for a happy dwarf. But we did set up, yeah, a fisher dwarf too in the last one. I wonder if they're doing any good, because I didn't notice any fish here. But not to worry, we have to unpause things for our dwarves to be able to work. So let's get going here. It's always nerve-wracking doing that. Let's peek in and see Good, good. It looks like everybody does currently have a job at the moment. That's awesome. Store items and stockpile. There's a couple people who are just hauling. One of them appears to be the stone worker. You know what I think we'll do? Because I believe we got like a secondary craft dwarf. So let's come up to the craft dwarf's workshop and we're going to set up a couple of tasks. Yeah, make a few things here in this station, which will help us. Okay, there we go. So these are all temporary, just a one-time order, except for the bone bolts. I want us to have a nice supply of ammo, although I don't think we have any bone to actually work with, but it's just good to get, the work order set up so that it'll be on there permanently. But we are also going to be working on mugs, jugs, and wooden hives. That's right, for beehives. So once those get made, let's unpause things. Once those get made, we'll pop back up to the surface and we'll set up some beehives around here. There probably are bees in some of the, right there. See it says in the tooltip at the top, a colony of bees right there. You can spot them typically. Sometimes you'll even see them buzzing around. Now, we got to be careful because if the dwarves get stung, of course, they don't like that. It causes them a little bit of a mood debuff. So you got to pay attention to the little things. But, I think it's about time to start making some walls up here. So what I'm going to do first thing is kind of clear out some more of the trees that could end up being in our way. We're going to have an absolute ton of wood too. Yeah. Okay, so those are set. Let's actually come in and let's set some gathering orders too. There we go, just to keep that kitchen topped off with herbs and fruits. And now we're going to focus on the true intent of building the wall. So we want to go to the structures, constructions, wall. Okay, and keep the building after placement, yes. See, select material, that's fine. So we're going to start, what's the best area to start? I think right here, that's going to be the top. How far can we go with that? Okay, right there. So 1 by 31, that's good. It's going to be a fairly narrow. We've got 42 sylvite. We've got 80 dolomite. That's a little bit closer. We'll use that. All of it. Just all. There we go. Yeah. Let's keep going, though. We'll do more dolomite. I'll just do some rock salt. It doesn't really matter. As long as it's made of stone, I'm happy with that. I am going to save our limestone. That's a flux stone, which we can use eventually for steel, I believe, is what we need that for. But, okay, so it's not going to be perfectly symmetrical, but that doesn't matter to me. What I do want to do is encompass this stockpile so I don't have to adjust it. So let's go ahead and just start right here to there. Good. One thing this will also do is help clear out a lot of that extra stone that's just laying around below ground, which is kind of annoying. It doesn't have too much of a negative effect, except that it just takes up room in stockpiles and stuff like that and gets in the way. Just generally makes the fortress look messy with all those rubble pieces everywhere. But this will put it to very good use. So let me go ahead and lay the rest of these. And then we've got another very important step after we've got the walls up here. There we go. Beautiful. Yeah, now relating to the bridges, as you can see, of course, these are going to hinge up so that when they're up, they will seal these walls off and we'll be nice and safe. Nothing will be able to get in unless it can climb, but we'll deal with the climbers too. We have other ways of doing that. So let's zoom back out. And now you may ask yourself, how do we actually control the bridges? Good question. We have to use levers and set those up, link them specifically, which is not something I've done in the Steam version, or if I have, I've forgotten it. So let's go below and we will puzzle through it together. I think we'll put the levers for those gates on this level here. Yeah. In fact, I might use this particular hallway as kind of a lever room. Yeah. So let me dig it out a little bit more. I'll set these levers and I'll show you what we're going to do to connect them. Okay, well, before I can lay down the levers, I have to make mechanisms, which I thought I already made these, but I probably forgot. Either way, check it out. We've got some things over here on the left we should pay attention to. That I'm not interested in. We'll cancel that. Make cheese. Merchants are leaving. Baby alpaca. Very good. Struck citrine. Migrants have arrived. There we go. Oh, good. We got masterpieces being created too. This happened a few minutes ago, so they're probably already inside, I believe. Let's go ahead and check it out. Oh yeah, we definitely got quite a few more. There's the child. I wish there's got to be a way of filtering to see which ones are the new citizens. I don't know. I know there used to be a way to do that, but it's kind of helpful for me just in my brain to see all the new ones. Either way, not to worry, because even if they haven't been assigned jobs just yet, they will be picking up stone and making those walls. So they'll be occupied for a while, but tell you honestly, we're definitely going to need to work on the underground. Let's see, I don't think I set this one. Yeah, our little bedroom area, we definitely don't have enough beds for this. Let me set this to F5. Very good. Yeah, we got to get the miners down here. We've got a bunch of temples, but we don't have enough bedrooms. The gods have a place to rest in our fortress, but not the dwarves. One final thing, we'll click that off. We've got a petition from a priest. Has many worship, now requires a temple and a priest. Location must be built and furnished. The new appointment. Do you approve this request? So the Amethyst Doctrines want a temple and a priest. We'll say yes. I think, yeah, that was one we were still digging out. So let me set this one to a high priority. There we go. Yeah, maybe we'll even put down CPR for the door. Yep, we got a couple of doors. Great. We'll lay those out for sure. And like I said, I do need to get more bedrooms dug. Oh, there's so much going on. Let's lay a couple of doors. It's so important to seal off the reservoir in case this room floods filled with water, like it's filled with water and floods. You want to be able to close this door and just seal it off so no dwarves drown when they go in there. In fact, I'm going to double seal the doors on this level just to be extra safe. But let's go up. No doors here. I will mirror this room. I got a couple more offices laid out. These are going to be like larger bedrooms for some of our noble dwarves. Some of them require a bit more than just your average 3x3 bedroom. But there we go. That's looking good. Of course, we still don't have a hospital, do we? No, I was going to want to put it on this level. Gosh, there's so much to do, everybody. So much. So, yeah, let me go ahead and unpause things because you can't play the game forever paused. Hey, there we go. So we've got liaison here, the Pillar of Roses. Not to worry. What does this say? Go to the position of liaison. Okay. I think we're fine. Let's go in and look at nobles. Okay. I want to be careful with these nobles. If we start to get actual nobility, like not just like a leader, they're going to have certain demands that we have to meet. Otherwise, they can get real cranky, and that's not good for us. But I think we're smooth. Let's continue on to the next step. We are looking pretty good up here on the surface. Yeah, they're not quite done, but a lot of it has been laid, so I think we're ready for the next step. Now, I mentioned something about climbers, so we're going to go up more than one story. Oh, look, the ice is coming down. Oh, boy. Hope we got enough food to survive the winter. We'll see. But now, if we're going to go up a level or two and continue to add more layers of wall, we're going to need stairs, but since we're not digging, you can't just mine out stairs. We're going to have to actually order some stairs constructed. So under this, we'll go construction, and yeah, right there, we'll do stairs. So let's actually start at the surface. Boom. I'm going to go up 2. We'll probably go up more than that, but yeah, I'll just use logs for these. That's not important. But yeah, so back to the surface. There you can see it. And I always do it in the corner. Oops, I clicked off of it. Yeah, let's grab that again. Constructions, stairs. Always do in the corner. There we go. 3? Is that what we said? Yep. All right, we'll do it out of logs. I think that was one higher, but eventually we'll go up to maybe like 5 stories. Then we'll cap it. We'll put like a roof on it here. And we're going to have to construct walkways and stuff too. But for now, the stairs are our next order of business. So, boom. I'll get all 4 sets of these laid. And then we've got to see if maybe we can put those levers down now. There we go. Yeah, let's go down to F3. Here we are. All right, we'll go back to constructions. And actually, no, it's not constructions. My bad. This is our first machine. The lever is under machine. Yeah, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a lever here. Now we got the mechanisms. And I'm going to put a lever at the bottom below the stairwell. So this one to the north, this lever will symbolize the drawbridge in the north, and then this one will control the drawbridge in the south. So we can access them independently, essentially. But first we got to wait for the dwarves to actually come lay these levers, then we can hook them up to the actual bridges and finally test it out, make sure that I've set them properly. So I was just looking through a list of new people, and we've definitely got some helpful dwarves. We've got a bone carver, a clother, a blacksmith. That might be the one that joined us, but there's definitely a bunch of carpenters too, some bowers. So I think that means, oh, and there's a hunter. But yeah, we've got to lay some more workshops now. There's a few more that we definitely need. Let's see. I think under workshops and farming, I am looking for, not that one. Actually, maybe, I think we're set to go right here because I haven't built the cairn. We're going to do the net hives above ground. Yeah, let me go back through to the regular workshops. I think, okay, let me start over here on this level. So we've got the crafts dwarfs, that's the metal worker. I need a bower. I'm going to need a few more things here. So before we start laying out, let's come into our mining, designate a few more nice little workshop rooms here down this hallway. And let's prioritize that. Very good. That should get us going. Let's go down real quick just to show you what I did. I'm going to zoom out just a bit. Oops, that's in. Yeah, we go down to F5. There it is. So I did add a whole new section of bedrooms down here. So we've extended the hallway, and eventually this hallway will wrap around the whole thing here, the whole block, and then we'll just keep going out and out. But yeah, we should have a ton more bedrooms to go. It's just whether or not our crafts dwarfs can keep up with it. But all right, let's unpause things and let's see. Oh no, my animals are starving to death. I think they're being brought below ground. Ugh, that's not good. We're not going to have any animals, but we struck hematite. That's good. All right, actually, let's go back up to F4. Make sure we've got a task for butchering animals. Yeah, want to utilize all that meat if possible. Still shows no meat. Huh. Oh well, sometimes things like that happen. It's just beyond your control. Dwarf Fortress, it's a difficult game, no doubt about it, but winter is upon us. So let's come back to the workshops, and I want a bower. Yeah, now that we actually have a hunter, I think it'll be real good to get some bows, some crossbows going. What other things do we want here workshop-wise? There, I mean, eventually I'm going to want a lot of this stuff, but did we get any jewel crafters? I think I'm going to set up a separate jewel crafting section. But let's go ahead and slap down a soap maker. Okay. Yeah, let's see. I think maybe I need... I'm definitely still missing something. Workshop, where's furnaces? I think what I want is just a regular smelter or 2. Yeah, we'll put a couple of smelters here. All right, very good. Right across from our wood furnaces. Now, let's go back up to 3. Oh, good, we got our levers placed. All right, I'm going to pause it. There was one more workshop I wanted to place. It was cloth and leather. Yeah, let's do the clother, because, oops, I didn't place it. Hold on. Oh, yeah, I did. It's just asking me what materials are. There we go. So we did get a clothing making dwarf. All right, so we've got the lever, but we haven't told it what to link to. So now we hit link lever. We'll use mechanisms. It takes even more mechanisms. And now I think we want to click on the building. So we go to the surface and click that one. Rough Dolomite Bridge. No, that didn't do it, did it? I'm doing something wrong here. Link lever. Maybe I actually don't have. Oh. Wait, do I have to wait for the dwarves to install the mechanism? Oh, we get some visitors. More dead alpacas. Oh my gosh, we finished our mugs finally. All right. Usually it would prompt you. Show linked buildings. No. I think I might need to make more gears. That could be it, that we're just out of them. All right. No, not to worry. Yeah, we'll just pop on a few more, then we'll give it a try. Check this out. So I got real smart and I decided to add a new work detail just for gem cutters, and it looks like we've already got a dwarf who's got some skill. He's only competent, but if we check him, yeah, that's huge. And of course, as they grow more competent in a certain area, this will change from carpenter, and eventually he'll be the title of gem cutter set or whatever. So that's great. I also set up a furnace operator. He's our manager. Is he the manager? I think he is. We'll leave him, but that's going to be more for some of the inexperienced people, or just who don't have like a lot of other jobs necessarily. But yeah, peasants are perfect for that. It's kind of a low skill thing. It's just the people who burn the charcoal and then smelt up the bars. But speaking of which, I set up one order on this smelter for hematite, and over here, let's set up a work order. Don't we have silver in this area? Native silver. I thought we struck some. We'll have to double check, but I'm pretty sure that on World Generation it said we had silver, right? So the work order, let's actually make that set to be checked daily. So this will be a recurring thing, meaning as soon as we finally get some silver, they'll make some. Also, yeah, we've got a little bit of charcoal working too. We did hit, what is it, bituminous coal, but I just feel like we can't really rely on that stuff forever, although it's nice to have it. But all right, so our blacksmith sits idle for now until we get a few metal bars. Then we're definitely going to be working. But for this, let's whip out a few bone or wooden crossbows. We should have a bower. And I'm going to pause it real quick because we're going to lay a couple more workshops now. Let's just see. Furnace-wise, I definitely want a kiln for pottery. Those are great. Yeah, there's some really good stuff we can make with that, including like musical instruments and certain things. I'm definitely missing something here. Let me go through these because I know there's a few more that I need, but I can't think of them. Okay, there we go. So I set up a kiln, as you saw, and I just went ahead and added the jewelers too. Oh, we've got a lord visiting. Not a big deal. We got some mugs. Okay, let's go back to level F3. This is what I want. Okay, I want to make sure that we get some mugs and stuff brought up to this level. I'm going to set up a second little meeting hall. I probably should have made this one bigger, but not to worry. Let's do furniture, grab a chair. You can see a missing chair there. We're going to place a few pieces of furniture here. This will give our dwarves something to do. Table. Boom, good. Yeah, these are going to be the large bedrooms again for nobles and stuff. So I'll continue to add things like maybe furniture. Let's do a chest. Beautiful. Excellent. They even like things like armor stands and stuff. So let's go in and do furniture. I don't think I did many armor stands. Actually, that's going to be under the military, isn't it? Yeah. Armor stand here. Nope. That's okay. We'll have to make those. Sometimes I'll do like one or two just to get a military going early, but I'm still trying to learn things. Now, let's go to, yeah, the residential level. I believe one thing we want to do is place a chest in each one of these temples so that they can store things like instruments. And I am going to go through here and lay out more beds. Oops, I went down a level. Put more doors here because the sooner we can get more bedrooms, the sooner more people will arrive. Dang it, all our livestock is dying. Oh boy, are we getting meat from it at all though? There's some stall out going on. Like the animals, I wish I could actually pull that back up because then I could center on where the animals were dying from. Can we go to it? Let's see, struck. I'm not sure. I don't see that listed there. Oh, well. I mean, at this point, I think we can look at our animals, and we're probably totally out. We've got cats, hens, roosters. I've got a water buffalo. Where is he at? Yeah, see, they brought the animals below ground. That's why they're starving, because they're down here on this layer instead of at the surface. But I don't understand why, because we do have a pen pasture here. Let's maybe redraw it. Hold the left button to draw. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Hold on. Let me see here. Repaint this zone. Oh my god, why is it just giving me the single? Oh, that was my bad. I understand what I'm doing now. I think if we repaint now, yeah, there we go. That'll be better. Since we've got walls, I can pretty safely allow the animals a bit more grazing area, so we'll do that, but boom, there we go. All right, well, while we're at the surface, let's check this out. Yeah, looks like all wall pieces are up. So if we can just get these levers hooked up to the bridges, then we could theoretically seal up this fortress and be perfectly safe. Let's try it again. Link. I don't understand that. Let's see. I mean, we still don't have enough mechanisms? Huh. Very confused by why this is not linking. Will be installed at the rock salt lever. Maybe it's just taking them a long time to get these actually installed. That could be too. I could be expecting my dwarves to work a little bit harder than they're able to. So, yeah, we'll just give it time. It's not like there's an immediate threat, and we've still got more layers to work on. Like if a goblin army hit us now, even if I was able to get these up, I think they could probably still climb this wall. So it wouldn't be perfectly secure, but we'll get there eventually. Oh my god, it just occurred to me. I know what I'm doing wrong with the animals. I set the pasture, but I didn't assign the animals. Duh. And you know what's stupid is I did this with the chicken pen that we have below ground, but yeah, I literally forgot to do it with these. I'm going to put the dogs at the surface too, because I want them to guard basically the surface. But yeah, oh my gosh. So, well, shoot. Let's see, we saved one buffalo and 2 alpaca, but they're both male, so we won't be able to breed any of the livestock we've got. Not to worry, at least we can hope for like some livestock coming with the next caravan, essentially. Let's see, I'm going to clear a couple of these trees here that are in the courtyard. Yeah, let's see if we can actually get some hive boxes too. You know what, on second thought, maybe that's better for the second layer. So let's pause it. I just want to peek in and see if anybody's idle right now. Yeah, we've got some idle workers. Not many, just one. But I think what we'll do, let's go ahead and lay out the second level here. But we have to do it a bit differently. So first things first, we're going to go back to constructions. Instead of the walls, first we need to lay some flooring so that our miners, or the dwarves I should say, can actually lay a second level. Because if I were to try and place like, whoops, sorry, let me zoom in properly here with the right button. If I were to place another set of walls up here, it would be very difficult because they can only walk on the top. They obviously can't walk on the sides right now. So what I'm going to do is set up a little platform for the dwarves. We want to go up a level. That's right, yeah. So, yep. Boom. Blocked site building present. What's present? Oh, the tree is present. Okay, we'll have to start over in this corner. Let's go back to floors. Construction floor. I definitely want it too wide. There we go. I think we can actually use some wood for this. I'll just use whatever's closest. Because remember, we want to kind of save our stone now for the wall pieces themselves. So that's cool. Look at that. There we go. I'll have to wait for him to cut that tree down. But let's place another one right there so that's capped off. We'll do 2 in this direction. All this is going to use a lot of the wood, but that's okay. There's plenty of it. We can chop more. And there we go. Use all like this. Now, obviously, I want to go around the whole area, including in front of the drawbridge too. I should say behind the drawbridge, like that. Weaving between the trees. And the next step is to actually place some walling in front too. So we're one level up. There's a wall here, but now we want to have a bit of an overhang. That's what this is going to be. It's going to be to prevent monsters from climbing up our walls. So they will be stopped. And for this, oh look, we've actually got iron bars now. That's awesome. Let's use some stone for this. Yeah. So you can see it's going to take maybe even more resources than we currently have. I'm going to have to dig out some more stuff below ground, but there's always more rock. So yeah, that overhang then will prevent climbers. And you can imagine eventually I'll get the whole fortress surrounded, and we'll have walkways on the inside, a little bit of a headroom there on the outside, and then we'll set up another layer of walls and another one on top. We'll just go up, like I said, maybe like 4 stories, 5 stories, and then we'll have like archery towers on the top too. Oh, there's so much to go, guys. The fortress is still so young, so much hope and promise, but who knows if it will even survive. I've gotten them this far before and had them crash and burn because of one single like were-rat or something, but we'll see. We'll not get too far ahead of ourselves. Don't want to spoil any of the exciting mysteries that could still happen, but make sure you guys continue to tune in and follow the fortress. And like I said at the start of the series, if this one falls, we'll just start another one in the same world. That's how you play Dwarf Fortress, and hopefully we've learned a little something, along the way, which we can then take that knowledge and have a better fortress on the next one. But like I said, guys, thank you so much for joining me today. Hit that like button, and I will see you all on the next one.